Hi, this is Morley, and this is the M-Wire with an update on the war in Ukraine. There's a lot going on, folks. I mean, the news on this changes by the minute. I'm going to get to the highlights of what's happening and what has happened recently. But before I do that, folks, you need to check that you're still subscribed to my channel. The platform is unsubscribing people like crazy automatically. Make sure that you're subscribed, click the notification bell, and if you haven't already subscribed, what are you waiting for? Get M-Wired, click the subscription button, click that notification bell, and you will be notified for important updates just like this. So what's currently happening now between Russia and Ukraine is Vladimir Putin is somewhat frustrated that he hasn't already taken the entire country, or at the very least the capital of Kiev. Now, I have to hand it to the Ukrainian people. They are fighting like mad to keep their country. I'm talking about right down to civilian soldiers, folks. I've seen videos of 14-year-old kids deterring Russian forces, whether it be with a firearm or a Molotov cocktail. This is an all-hands-on-deck situation, as it were, for Ukraine as this invasion is in full swing. Now, as far as Vladimir Putin is concerned, he is somewhat frustrated, as I said, that his forces have not been able to topple Kiev as it is. The second largest city in Ukraine, Kharkiv, is under attack right now. He is making inroads there. No reports as to whether or not he's taken that city. But the capital still remains in Ukrainian hands. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky has been offered by multiple countries to be evacuated from Ukraine, but he has declined every opportunity that he has had to leave the country. He wants to stay with his people, and he considers that this is his fight too. Now, I have to hand it to him because most world leaders would graciously and gladly accept an offer to be evacuated when your country is being invaded to the scale that Ukraine is being invaded. But hats off to him for wanting to stay with his people and defend it to the end if necessary. Now, presently, there is a 3-mile or so long convoy of Russian military on their way to Ukraine, because they're going to beef up the forces there to try and take Kiev this evening. That is what is being reported. Now, on a more disturbing note, part of the arsenal that is being deployed to Kiev includes a TOS-1 flamethrower, which is basically a missile that fires and it creates a massive swath of flame, more or less vaporizing people on the ground. Now, flamethrowers have been banned from combat since the Vietnam War under international law. So the short answer to this is if Putin decides to use that weapon in particular in this war against Ukraine, that is a blatant war crime right there, flat out. There is no gray area with this. Using a weapon like that to accomplish your goals, even in conflict, is against the Geneva Convention and a lot of other things, and it is a flat-out war crime should he opt to use this weapon. Now, what I'm about to share with you here is from British intelligence. This is the latest updates on what's happening on the ground with the invasion of Ukraine by Russia. Russian forces are not making the progress they had planned. They are suffering from logistical challenges and strong Ukrainian resistance. So as I said, folks, the Ukrainian people are putting up a fight. Good for them. This is just wrong what Vladimir Putin is doing, trying to take a country by force like this. So it's an all-hands-on-deck situation, and I applaud them for the resistance that they are putting up. Russian forces are sustaining casualties, and a number of Russian troops have been taken prisoner by Ukrainian forces. The Russian government has reportedly restricted access to the number of social media platforms in a probable attempt to conceal details regarding the situation in Ukraine from their own people. Now, about the Russian people, there are war protests, anti-war protests all over Europe right now, all over the world right now. But Putin is literally arresting people who are protesting this war in Russia. About 2,000 people have been taken into custody. He is not having it. He does not want people protesting. He does not want the world to see that people are protesting this war in Russia. Now, as far as the reaction of the rest of the world is concerned, Russia is being sanctioned like crazy right now. They're cutting off the SWIFT payments to like pretty much every major Russian bank. There is a lot going on as far as the economics goes. I mean, even on a personal level, I watched a video on Twitter of a bar in Las Vegas pouring Russian vodka down the drain. Basically, every country that opposes this war is sanctioning Russia in some way, shape, or form. They're taking Russian products off the shelves. They are basically kicking them in the wallet as hard as they possibly can. Now, here's a very good illustration as to what's happening as far as the sanctions are concerned. EU approves banning all transactions with Russian central bank. The move has sparked a bank run in Russia as locals scramble to pull whatever hard currency they can get their hands on before it runs out, and is certain to trigger chaotic moves in FX and commodities when markets reopen on Monday. Already, some Russian banks are offering exchange rubles in dollars at a rate of 171 rubles per dollar on Sunday. Compared to the official closing price of 83 on Friday, before the European-US announcement about targeting the Russian central bank. In other words, we are looking at a 50% plus devaluation of the ruble. Additionally, widespread announcements of divestments in Russian equities by the likes of BP, PLS, and Norwegian Sovereign Wealth Fund mean that the Russian market will be a bloodbath on Monday. So, as you can see, folks, things are absolutely chaotic, or going to be chaotic very shortly in the Russian stock market, and we can only wait and see how that's going to affect us here in the United States, because it certainly will. The price of oil, needless to say, is going to skyrocket. I mean, it's already been going up, but I mean, this is just the next wave in sanctions as to what's happening in Russia. But I have to say, folks, it is just terrible what's happening there. Like some of the videos that I saw on Twitter, I wouldn't even dare post on YouTube, not because I necessarily can't post them. I probably could if I put the right rating on them, but they're just too graphic. I mean, you get the idea. Like, for instance, I saw a video of a Russian armored car vehicle run over a car. Somehow the woman in the car survived. I don't know how, by the grace of God, no less. But, I mean, just things like that, okay? Just to give you an idea of what I'm talking about. Like, it's just too graphic. You get the idea. You don't need to actually see it. But I will be posting updates as the days progress here. What I'll probably do, since there's so much news coming out on this, I'll make shorter updates on one topic, but just do them more often. I'll see how I'm going to do it, but there is just a barrage of news coming out. I gave you the most important things that have been happening and are pending to happen with this, but this is an ongoing fluid situation, folks. And the news on this is just fast and furious. One other important thing that I forgot to mention is that a lot of countries, like most European countries and Canada, have literally closed their airspace to Russian planes, any type of Russian planes, whether they're commercial or not. That's part of the sanctions. You cannot get a flight from Russia to Europe or to Canada, and I think even the United States might be not too far behind as far as that goes. But like I say, folks, there's a lot of news coming out about this. I'll keep you abreast of it. But thank you so much for coming along with me to my video. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so, as that would greatly support the channel. Leave a comment, share the video. Folks, that would be greatly appreciated. And until the next update, God bless.